Have you ever stopped to wonder why so many men fall short in life? It's not because they lack talent, and it's not because they never had a chance. Most fail for one simple reason. They never learned how to master themselves. They live at the mercy of their emotions, reactive, impulsive, ruled by fear, anger, and anxiety. Always trying to control what's outside without ever winning the war that rages inside. In this video, you'll uncover something rarely talked about, a silent, invisible kind of power. The kind that doesn't rely on status, money, or physical strength. It's the power of self-mastery. You'll learn how to think with the cold strategy of Machiavelli, calm, calculating, unshaken, and how to act with the patience and precision of Sun Tzu, measured, silent, and deadly. Because the real battlefield isn't out there, it's within you. And if you conquer that space, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way. Men don't fail because they aren't smart or capable. They fail because they're weak inside, slaves to every impulse, addicted to short-term pleasure, controlled by fleeting emotions. It's easy to blame the world, the economy, the government, bad luck. But the truth is harder to swallow. Most men just can't handle discomfort. They can't say no to themselves. They want exceptional results, but live chasing the cheapest forms of satisfaction. They try to control others, but can't even control their own bodies. They can't sit alone with their thoughts for 5 minutes. That's the quiet root of failure, a lack of self-discipline. As long as you don't master yourself, you'll be like a leaf in the wind, reacting, doubting, running in circles. That's why so many men stay trapped in the same patterns, starting over again and again, always losing their way. It's not the world that needs to change, it's you. The first war isn't against your boss or society or your situation. The real enemy is inside, your undisciplined mind, your body addicted to comfort, your heart that panics in the face of uncertainty. You want power? Look in the mirror, not to admire yourself, but to see the invisible chains you're carrying, the anxiety that freezes you, the laziness dressed as fatigue, the negative thoughts you repeat without noticing. That is your real opponent, the part of you that lies, delays, avoids effort, and craves the easy way out. As Machiavelli said, a man who cannot rule himself can never rule others. And yet, we spend our lives trying to control outcomes, situations, even people, while ignoring the storm inside us that's never been tamed. Self-mastery starts when you realize your weakness isn't your fate, it's your habit. Your mind isn't your enemy, but it needs leadership. And until you learn to lead it, to watch your impulses without obeying them, to resist immediate pleasure, to stay focused when everything around you spins, you will stay a slave in disguise. A prisoner pretending to be free. The war is internal. And once you win it, the outside world starts falling into place. Silence isn't emptiness, it's full of answers. But most men run from silence like it's a threat. They need noise, distractions, endlessly scrolling, constant talking. Because deep down, they're afraid of what they might hear when everything goes quiet. They're afraid of themselves. The weak man needs noise to avoid his truth. But the strong man, the silent strategist, seeks silence like a training ground. In the quiet, he observes. And through observation, he understands. And once he understands, he stops reacting like an animal. Machiavelli said, "He who knows the goal does not fear the path." But to discover that goal, you must go still. Be alone. Breathe. Feel the discomfort without fleeing from it. It's in that silence that your mind begins to align, that strategy appears, that strength begins to grow. Master silence, and you master yourself. And once you master yourself, you won't need to control anyone else. The real power will already be where it matters, within you. Your body is meant to serve your mind, but for many, it's become a prison. Slouched shoulders, shallow breath, junk food, broken sleep. And then they wonder why they can't focus, why they feel tired or lost. Here's the truth. You can't master your mind if you can't even get out of bed when you said you would. The modern man has grown weak because he abandoned physical discipline. And without that, the mind becomes scattered, fragile, chaotic. Self-mastery starts in the body. Wake up before the sun. Step into cold water. Train like a warrior. Eat like someone preparing for battle, not like a slave feeding cravings. Sleep with discipline, not out of laziness, but out of respect for your vehicle. Every act of physical effort sharpens your will. And willpower is the strongest muscle you'll ever build. There is no strong mind in a weak body. Physical discipline is the foundation of clarity, presence, and that quiet power that radiates without needing to speak. Taking control of your world starts with taking control of your habits. Without that, every speech is just noise. Willpower is the warrior's sword. It's what gets you up when everything's falling apart. What keeps you moving when motivation is gone. Building an unbreakable will isn't about luck or talent. It's a daily decision, a constant exercise in resistance. Every time you say no to comfort, every time you choose discipline over ease, you're sharpening that invisible blade inside of you. This isn't about removing suffering. It's about walking through it with strength. The man who has mastered willpower doesn't wait for the world to push him. He creates his own drive, his own fire, his own energy. That fierce, untamed force is what separates the average man from the silent strategist. And when your will becomes as steady as steel, fear, doubt, and failure will no longer have any hold on you. You will have become untouchable. When anger rises, don't say, "I am angry." Instead say, "Anger is present in me." When fear shows up, don't claim, "I am afraid." Say, "Fear has come to visit." This small shift in words creates distance. It opens a gap between you and your feelings. And that space is everything. It stops you from reacting on impulse and gives you room to respond with clarity and purpose. Mastering this way of observing your emotions is the very first step to turning feelings into powerful tools instead of letting them control you. This is where the silent strategist is born. The true strength of the silent strategist lies in being unseen. While many crave attention, approval, and praise, the one who rules himself knows real power comes from acting quietly, without showing off or broadcasting his moves. As the ancient wisdom says, all warfare is based on deception. Keeping your plans hidden, staying calm, not reacting to provocations. This is the art of moving unseen in the shadows where few can follow. When you move in silence, your opponents don't know what to expect. They can't prepare for your actions. And by the time you strike, it's already too late. This invisible strategy creates an aura of mystery, a quiet presence that confuses and intimidates. It's more powerful than any shout or show of strength because it breaks others' games while you remain an enigma. A true master has nothing to prove. His results speak louder than words. Strategic invisibility is the ultimate weapon of self-control, the peak of emotional discipline and patient calculation. Those who wield it win battles without firing a single shot. Your mind is fertile ground, but most people let weeds like insecurity, anxiety, and limiting beliefs grow wild. The silent strategist knows he cannot accept the original programming. He rewrites his thoughts word by word, idea by idea. This is self-reprogramming. It's not magic, it's a method. Powerful affirmations, repeated with purpose, act like battle mantras, not to fool yourself, but to retrain your mind. Strategic visualization isn't just daydreaming about success. It's seeing yourself mastering challenges, staying focused when everything else crumbles. This builds an unshakable inner reality that shows up in the outside world. Selective reading is another secret weapon. Feed your mind with high-quality knowledge, big ideas, and the wisdom of great strategists like Machiavelli and Sun Tzu, men who learned to think like emperors in a land full of slaves. Your inner dialogue must be disciplined and firm, like a general commanding his troops with iron will. Never let your mind speak like a fragile, whining child. Controlling your thoughts means controlling your destiny. With this mental reprogramming, you stop being a prisoner of your circumstances and become the architect of your life. To gain this kind of self-mastery, you need to turn your daily routine into a sacred ritual of discipline and focus. Mornings matter most. Wake before the sun rises. Let the quiet of dawn strengthen your mind. Take a cold shower to awaken your body. Practice deep breathing to calm your mind and boost your energy. Move your body like a warrior preparing for battle, not someone chasing temporary comfort. Feed your mind with quality reading that nourishes your spirit and shapes your character. Throughout the day, stay true to your purpose. Cut out distractions. Remove anything that steals your focus and energy. Be intentional with every action. Work on deep, meaningful tasks, the ones that build your inner empire. Speak less, listen more. Watch your surroundings and your emotions without getting swept away by them. At night, review your day honestly and calmly. Analyze your mistakes without blame or judgment. Learn from them, then prepare your mind for rest. Read a little wisdom to feed your soul and meditate to quiet your thoughts. Sleep like an emperor who closes the gates of his castle, knowing tomorrow's battle is already being won tonight. Follow this ritual every day for 90 days straight, and your mind, body, and spirit will transform so deeply that you'll barely recognize yourself. This is the way of the silent warrior, the one who conquers without noise, builds without flash, and wins in the shadows. Letting go doesn't mean being cold or uncaring. It means having power over what you love without being weakened or controlled by it. It's about loving, trusting, and surrendering without losing your center or your freedom. Those who fear losing nothing have already won true strength because they're not tied to anything or anyone. This emotional self-reliance lets you act with clarity, calm, and control, even in the fiercest storms. It's the secret of great leaders and strategists who stay steady no matter the challenges. When you reach this state, you no longer depend on others' approval. You don't panic after failure or get lost after loss. You are complete in yourself. And this wholeness is the foundation of real power. Machiavelli and Sun Tzu weren't gods. They were ordinary men who chose to think differently, act with strategy, and most importantly, master themselves before trying to control anything else. Now is your moment to awaken, to decide to become the silent strategist, the invisible warrior, the master of your own fate. No matter what happens outside, you know real power grows within you. If this message touched your heart, if you feel that spark ignite, make a promise to yourself. Write in the comments, "I master myself." Declare to the universe that you're ready for this transformation. The path is tough, but the reward is priceless. In the next video, we'll dive into social power and strategic manipulation, guided by the teachings of Sun Tzu and Machiavelli. Until then, stay steady, silent, and unbeatable.